never challenge intuition with intelligence. Means one mistake, my agency is closed. Content is not a challenge. It is available anywhere in the world.
So it's like the people are getting more aware of what's available on the ingredient list rather than the packaging and the branding thing as well.
Can you create an ad completely on technology which can be viral as these ads? Brand is something which will drive your business.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Today we are exploring a topic that sits right on the crossroads of creativity and technology, creative intelligence, and how AI is reshaping the future of brand building. And to unpack this with us, we have someone who has shaped digital ecosystem and built disruptive companies and guided brands through technology-led transformations for over 3 decades. So we have Tarun Mitra, has worked extensively in the marketing, digital commerce, edtech, intelligence, brand system, and emerging technologies. He has founded and led organizations, built global teams, raised venture capital, and today continues to guide brands through Practice Next Digital, the consulting firm he leads. His work spans a remarkable wide canvas, and his experience brings together the creativity, smart strategies, and technology in a way a few leaders can. So, hi Tarun, welcome to the show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Hi Radhika, great to be here too.
So, let's get started with your journey. So, tell us about how you began and how you pulled towards the branding part.
So, post graduation, I started my career in IT services industry, which was booming at that time. We had the world of TCS and Infosys coming and becoming good global brands. So I spent about you can say 16, 17 years into that industry. My final leg was head of global growth with Aptech Limited, which I served from 2001 to 2010, 10 years. Primarily looking at what you call rest of the world. So usually most of the IT companies are, geographically divided into three parts. One is the Indian business. So they do a lot of businesses with Indian large companies as well as mostly government. 60-70% of the IT services business by large Indian companies come from government, like TCS running Passport Seva, they're running IT, income tax department portal, etc. So that is one part of the business. Second part of the business is US, which is the largest market for Indian IT services companies. And then comes the chiller part of it, which is called rest of the world. So which is everything other than India and US. And primarily Anglo English countries where English is understood and spoken, not so much of Latin America or whatever, but it is Africa, the English speaking Africa, English, Middle East and North Africa, then Southeast Asia, UK to a certain extent. So these are the markets that I looked after for almost 10 years, 20 days of travel a month, kind of a thing. And then I thought that, okay, now time has come to, shift gears. And this time I started we were ahead of time. We started a product called LearnQ. We raised venture capital also for that. The idea came from the fact that the internet, the most highest use case of internet those days used to be email. And the second highest usage was research and learning. People used to go whenever I want to learn about anything, I just go and do a Google search, and I get what I started. And obviously, even the social media was taking shape those days. I'm talking 2011, 2010. Social media also was becoming mainstream at that time.
Yes.
So basically, the idea was that when I go and search, let's say, digital marketing on Google gives me all kinds of results. It talks about digital marketing companies. It doesn't care about my intent. My intent is not to find a digital marketing company or what you call a digital marketer. My intent, let's say, is learning. I want to learn about digital marketing. Okay. So how do I, and therefore the results that I get are 70% useless. I get 20% or 25% results which are relevant to me. So we created what you called a learning search. So Google does what? Google index every website in the world, and then it ranks us based on keywords and etc. So we said that we will have an algorithm which will only rank the learning resources of the world. So it will not index a digital marketing company. It will index resources, or learning resources from MIT. It will index learning resources from a lot of open learning resources available in the world. So whenever I search something, then I get what I want. My intent is getting served. I'm getting just a moment. I'm getting what you call learning resources which are important to me at that point of time. So that was the first, you can say, product or feature that we created, and then we said, okay, fine. Because of social media, we said that okay, in social media, what it does is that I can connect with people, and I can be interested in something, right? And that creates my feed. So if I'm interested in fashion and lifestyle, the feed shows me fashion and lifestyle. And if I'm connected with Radhika, then what Radhika is doing is visible to me. So we said that can we apply this to this platform, and we created a learn feed. We said that as a learner, I can follow topics. So I can follow digital marketing as a topic. I can follow artificial intelligence as a topic. And then whatever something new happening in the world, or whatever new getting indexed in the system, comes into my feed. And same way, I can follow a certain expert in a certain field, and whatever he's doing, that comes into my feed. So that was the second product. So we had learn search, then we said learn feed, and then final thing came up called learn queue. So depending on what I am discovering, I can create a learn queue, a YouTube video, an MIT PDF, which basically fulfills my desire to learn a particular part of a topic. And then that learn queues becomes visible to everybody who is in the system. So we used to get around 7-8 million hits a day from over 60 countries, and that also taught me how to grow on internet. That how growth can be acquired, how I can acquire these users on internet, on a product which is just very, very new. Okay.
Yes, that's a lovely journey. Like I remember using learning search, no? So it was just for making the assignments in the college.
True. So that was the journey, and then obviously venture capitalists or investors wants to move to monetization as fast as possible, and I was not really there at that time. That I really wanted to monetize it as soon as, and that is a time when things like Udemy's, etc., were coming in the market, who were basically giving you curated online courses, etc. It's basically marketplace for learning. And so they were very infused with that, and they wanted to go that direction. I said no, because my focus was technology, not the content, right? Because I was believer that no matter how good I am, I cannot create content as good as Khan Academy. Because they have millions of dollars coming to them. Because education has always been it's a non-profit activity. Though there is profit, but even in India, all private schools are run by trusts. All private colleges are run by non-profit trusts. They do make a lot of money by various ways, but it's straightforward. A university cannot be a profit-making institution. It has to be run by a non-profit trust. So we said that since this industry is completely driven by non-profit this thing, it cannot make money. So my idea was that can I, no matter how much money you give me, can I create better than Khan Academy? Can I create better than MIT videos that they are creating on various topics? I can't, because I don't have that professor to come. I can't pay him enough money, or even if I pay him, he will not. So my philosophy there was technology. You build a tech. So I was building a tech. My philosophy was, or my thought process was, content is not a challenge. It is available anywhere in the world. You can dig through it and you can find it. So investing in content. So if you look at Byju's, what is happening to Byju's right now? What is happening to most of the e-learning companies that created content? At the same time, there are, because I come from that space, then there are companies which are like growth schools. I'm sure you must heard about growth school.
Yes.
How fast they are growing, So and so much of value they are giving when you attend their workshop, or if you sign up for the paid courses or whatever. So much of value they are creating, and that value is not coming from a content or a piece of video that you watch. That content is coming from a person who has experience, a person who has built a LinkedIn with 2 million followers is telling you how to build LinkedIn, and that has value. I mean, any book, somebody says, okay, this is a book, you read it, I would not. So another thing, it is leading it to what you call creation of, if I just move to the branding story, it is also moving to a branding story where the brands are personality led. Okay. So brands are personality led. So I'm sure you are familiar with the brand called Suta. Suta saris, Again, it's Sujata Viswas who has made the brand happen by making sari sexy again, or making sari modern again. And how many ways you can wear saris? That's what she does. She made those videos and they went viral, and that's how she's created an enterprise now. It's 100+ crores. It's not a small boutique or somebody selling, from home. It's an enterprise grade company now. Maybe a few years later, they may do an IPO as well, which is a completely personality-led brand. So that was my journey. And then, since there was a huge pressure of, going to a direction which was not close to my heart, I exited that. And because, as I told you, that taught me how to grow on top of it. So I thought of setting up a digital consulting and marketing company, and then again, the same branding intuition. Though I'm a trained engineer, I'm supposed to be. I did my master's in solid state physics, so which is basically I should be working in NASA or ISRO making nuclear reactors, because that's what was taught to me. But marketing is something which is usually it's very difficult to teach. I mean, you can teach some process, but it's intuition, and that's why I always say that never challenge intuition with intelligence. So so when we said, okay, what should be the name of the company? So I was thinking, and then they said, okay, best practice. Then we said that best practice doesn't give you competitive advantage, because everybody is doing best practice. It has become mainstream. So what gives you competitive advantage is staying ahead. If you are first to do something, you get some competitive advantage, and then it becomes best practice, and then you need to do this thing. So we came to this thing, and not best practice, let's do next practice. Okay. But then we didn't get .com, so it got reversed, becomes practice next.
That's really nice.
So it became practice next. So which people like very much. But again, as I said, that's how. And then we came to a brand name. So I also believe that brand name should have legs. You can take it. So it's like iPhone, iMac, iPod, So it has. So next also is something which has legs. So we practice next. Then we started a blog called Think Next. We started calling our team Next. It kind of fell. It has a lot of legs. So you can do a lot with Next. As a matter of fact, even those days, I bought this domain name for about 3 lakh rupees.
Wow.
Because Next was very valuable.
Agree.
Okay. Recently, I bought another domain name, practicenext.ai, which is again about $3,000. Okay. Again, Next is, and then a day I bought, 2 days later, I got an offer for $5,000. to sell. So that was a journey, and then the practiceness happened. We started working with brands. We started discovering. So I think I started at a disadvantage to begin with, because I am not someone who come from advertising industry. So if I was a senior position in in terms of business wise, I would have done much better setting up an IT company, because I
Hmm.
could leverage my connections to grow. But then it was a completely different ball game altogether. I was not from an ad industry. I did not work. I did not spend time in Ogilvy or Rediffusion or Lintas. So a lot of ad companies come from those kind of background of people.
Hmm.
That was a little disadvantage, but soon we were able to crack that thing with our refreshing ideas, because when clients used to listen to us, they did not get those ideas which they usually get from agencies. They thought there is some freshness, and there was a lot of large companies. There were companies who were digital native, but then a lot of large companies who wanted to get into uh, uh, you know digital. They wanted to go e-commerce with large distribution. Badrinath is one that we worked with initially. You know, uh, so they are 100+ year old company, or maybe more than that. I don't exactly remember. They wanted to go this thing. We worked with a company called the Hill Cartels. It's not a very well-known brand in India domestically, because they are into tea exports. They're a over 10,000 crore company, very enterprise. They launched a ultra premium tea brand in India called the Hilka Tales. Hilka Tales is the brand name otherwise also, but it was container business. They used to ship teas in containers, nothing to do with branding. And
Okay.
so we helped them create a brand, without changing their name or logos or anything, which they were. It was a legacy. It's a what you call fifth generation of family business. Uh, you know, so over 125 years, or now I think they must be 130 years kind of legacy they had. A legacy brand, and we made it how it can appeal to a modern consumer
Hmm.
today. So an ultra premium tea brand that we launched. So that's how it is. And now, as you see, we are evolving ourselves again. So being a tech trained marketing guy, so marketing is something which I love, and that's why I'm here. Uh, and I think all tech guys will probably think that they are superior than marketers, but I feel that marketers are some people who
You can get the products and projects and
for intuition. So it's all about intuition.
psychology and intuitions. I agree that. Like also for my clients, also I like major goal is to understand their business and the psychology of their
Consumers.
consumers. Yeah. So because without that, you cannot do any kind of marketing. It would be just a wastage of money itself.
True.
So, were there any early influences, like any people or
So a lot, I would say, a lot. So there is a very well-known story in tech. So there was this Apple,
Hmm.
which was a tech company,
Hmm.
and in those days, tech used to be tiny little company. You know, uh, nobody cares about them. Okay, what is Apple? I mean, Apple has become now. You go back.
Which year you are talking about?
I'm talking about Apple.
Which year? Here.
Uh, Maybe 30 years back,
Oh, okay.
95, 96. You know,
Nobody would have known that then.
but there were people who used to love that product.
Hmm.
If you look at those time of computer, it used to. So that was the age of what you call desktop, where you have a screen and you
Very
have
big purpose there.
and they used to have a triangular shape of people used to call it. So when we started using Mac, very early days, where it was like something very elite, nobody, I mean, very very expensive, or something out of a class kind of a thing. So it used to be a white plastic case, and we used to call it "ये सफेद computer लेके आया है," laptop लेके आया है, kind of a thing. So Pepsi was something which is company. Pepsi is top on the stock market and all that. So Steve Jobs thought that, come on, this is a tech company. I must get something branding is required here.
Hmm.
So he met this guy called Buck Rogers.
Hmm.
So Buck Rogers was the vice president of PepsiCo.
Okay.
So Buck Rogers was so he met this guy. He is so what you call this used to be called white collar kind of a job. So so he said that I need this guy to come and run my company.
Hmm.
And then he met him. He invited him to meet someone, and that guy said, "What Apple CEO want to meet me, and I'm not interested in all that." And Steve Jobs told him one thing: what you want to do rest of your life?
Hmm.
Sell world water or change the world? And that changed everything. So, but that guy finally joined, which is like everybody will feel you are stupid. Why are you doing? You have a career. You may become chief of this company. Why you are going this thing? And he brought him, and then ultimately made him CEO, and he became, kind of CTO or tech guy or a product guy. Okay, several years down the line, Buck Rogers kicked out this guy called Steve Jobs out of the company.
Okay.
He said that he's not fit to do this business, and that was the time it completely went to his dogs. Company was completely going bankrupt. Not while Steve Jobs was around. After Steve Jobs left, 2 months, company almost come to a closure stage, and then the investors brought him back, and the next phase of this thing began. So there is a book called Pepsi to Apple, written by the gentleman Buck Rogers. Okay, that taught me how the branding world is different from how do you transition. I've never worked in a tech company, for example, and suddenly I am now a CEO of a tech company. How the transition happens. It's a must read. You must read this book. Very old book, Pepsi to Apple. Okay, so those are the initial inspirations, you can say. Then there's another book called The IBM Way. So IBM used to be what you call the deep blue kind of a company. That how do such large organizations run? Okay, and then in terms of specific advertising, in Indian, you would say it was Alec Padmasree. Who created things like what you call, I don't know whether you must have, in your age, you must have seen it or not, called Lalita Ji. So I just wrote something. I'll just, so what we say that people today say that, tech is, it is artificial intelligence which will run marketing. So marketing has always been driven by human intelligence. Okay, so you have personas like Maharaja of Air India. So that is intelligence personified. You had so there used to be a series called Surf. Surf has this mascot called Lalita Ji. Lalita Ji is a very what you call no bullshit, no BS housewife who has to take care of the house, has to take care of the kids and all of that, and that personified, that brand. Okay, then things like it's always human intelligence, human emotion. So like then Piyush Pandey, recently everybody was talking about Piyush Pandey. We lost him much earlier than Alec Padmasree. It's a one-liner which changes everything. Chal Meri Luna. That is, I mean, how much money can this one line can create, So, or his ads with Feviquicks or Fevicol ads that they created. What technology can do? Can you create an ad completely on technology which can be viral as these ads, or as isko laga dala to life chinga laga. So this is intuition.
Agree.
This is not intelligence. This is intuition. And intuition which is driven by human emotion and human intelligence. How you connect. So that I would say these things what inspired me a lot during initially some books which my seniors asked me to read, or it used to be on their table, and I used to read.
So, you have worked like a lot of brands, like in diverse sectors, I believe. So, any specific experience with a specific client that you worked and that brand transformed in that sector rapidly?
So I would say, so initially, this is one thing. Most of the places that we, so there were two kinds of. One is that, okay, this is a digital native company. They
Hmm.
come and then suddenly say that I am a 10,000 crore company.
Hmm.
I want to be digital, you know, which is usually driven by the new generation.
Hmm.
So father founded the company or grandfather founded the company. The son went to US to study, and now he come back and he say, "What rubbish you guys are doing? Let's set up a proper website and start e-commerce." You know, so I would say, so I, that gave me chance to work with a lot of youngsters.
Okay.
So Camper Tiger is one brand. So
Hmm.
it is again a very export-driven company. They basically uh, control every life cycle of. They start from the seeds, the eggs. They have a farm where they produce eggs. Some of the eggs, most of the eggs, they're used by them, but they sell it to other people also who do not produce it. They have their farms. They have the feed that goes to the fish, and end-to-end factory where they what you call process, pack, and export. So that was a business. And then they launched this brand called Camper Tiger. So we got a chance to work with them at a very early stage of shaping the entire brand in terms of, again, intuition. So they wanted to do retail versus e-commerce, and
Okay.
more of retail than e-commerce, because it's a perishable product. You know, so I can't retail it from. So they had farms in Gujarat, Surat. They had the farms, so they can't sell online to Bangalore,
Hmm.
but they can. So it's a frozen seafood brand, but they can sell it to Bangalore in a retail store, because
Hmm.
they will ship it in a container. A
Hmm.
large quantity would be shipped in a frozen container, and then it'll go and sit. So they wanted to go. So modern retail. So you would find them in Nature's Basket. Even today, you will find them in Nature's Basket. So that was one chain that came out. And then we kind of went and did a little bit of. So they said, we want to do modern retail. We want to sell at Haiku. We want to sell at these large retail stores. They didn't want to go to big bazaars and stuff like that, because they wanted to keep it premium. So Nature's Basket, and then some regional retailers. So let's say North India is a regional retail chain, or South India is a regional retail chain. Uh, uh, so usually, so we went and we looked at shelf of all these modern retail stores, and when we look at that, mostly everything other than the logo, everything looks the same. So we said that, how do I stand out? One, I have a new brand, nobody knows about me.
Hmm.
I may be very big in size, but in terms of brand recall, nobody knows Camber Tiger. How do I do this? So we created a black and white packaging,
Okay.
very illustration oriented black and white packaging. So we clearly, anybody passing the shelf will not miss it. And when they pick up the
What was
box,
the psychology behind black and white?
because it will stand out, because it is color. Somebody is doing yellow packaging, somebody is doing green packaging.
Okay.
He said, we stand out. When you stand out, suddenly you see something new which stands out, and you pick it up. And when you pick it up, then you start reading. Okay, this has been into business for so many years. This product is exported to, say, 70 countries. You try this, you get this. So the idea was that to stand out, we did that, and that worked for us. It kind of grew very fast. So basically, they had everything. They did not have to invest much to create the domestic brand, because packaging, printing, everything was there. They were
Hmm.
doing it for other brands for export purposes. But that was a brand. Then same thing as I was doing, it was a brand called Hellcat Tales, which was very inspired. Okay. Then larger brands like Flipkart Ads
Hmm.
that we worked with recently. Um,
Oh.
in brand fanatics. That was something which was inspiring.
So you mentioned about Flipkart ads. Like, how did and what did working on Flipkart ads taught you about the future of commerce that is going to be? Uh,
Flipkart ads is mostly B2B. It's basically generating more ad revenues by engaging with the seller.
okay.
Okay. And so they have two categories of seller like independent sellers, uh, small businesses, and they have brands. So all large brands now work with Flipkarts and Amazons of the world. So if let's say Samsung is launching a new phone, they will work with Flipkart. They'll work or either work with Flipkart or Amazon to launch that product because that's the fastest way to reach the consumer. So that is not really very consumer oriented. This thing, it is very case study oriented kind of a game that where how you grow your revenues by investing in Flipkart ads.
Okay. Got it. Got it. So did you use any specific tools for it, or it was like what kind of brand? How did you like approach these sellers?
So sellers is basically we have all the data. Because
Of
Flipkart has all the data.
course.
So we have lot of data driven insight that this is happening, which we didn't have to do anything. It came to us on a platter that this is what is happening, and then deriving intelligence out of it. So we kind of use perplexity to extent, to dive deep into the data and generate some kind of an insight. So it in terms of tools used, you can say cloud and perplexity. Cloud gives us the creative idea, and perplexity gives us the strategic input to feed to cloud. So that is pretty much the tech stack that we use for them.
Okay. So for like right now, any gap do you see in the market that made you feel like a new brand building approach is required right now and for the future?
So the gap is again the same. Don't over leverage technology.
Okay.
Okay. The gap is the missing part that goes into human intelligence. So recently I had access to a report from McKinsey company. They basically spoke to about 500 CMOs of large multinational companies in Europe. It's not specific to India. And while every other people say that, okay, top priority should be AI, what came out overwhelmingly, that AI was number 17.
Oh, nice.
And was number one. Okay. So if you look at that summary image which I shared with you earlier, look at brand. So they say that this is something which no technology can take me away from. Yes, some brands like, let's say, Kodak and Nokia, etc., did this thing which kind of disappeared over a period of time because they probably could not keep up with the technology. So it is essential to keep up with the technology. But branding will always remain something which is human nature, human intelligence, human affection, and that is not going to change. So if you say the 10 years or 11 years of my life as a full-time marketer, I would say that earlier in 2014, it was maybe social media, big data, intelligence, and all of that. Okay, today it is artificial intelligence. So it was amplification that was being made available through the social channels. Now it is creation using using this thing. So you have how do we go forward? One is that creativity will get what I used to call it as augmented creativity. So that basic creativity remains. That is the central theme. Okay, that you cannot take away. The technology will help you. So social media help you broadcast, amplify. faster, cheaper. But if you create a lousy ad, it will not go anywhere.
Or the copied ones.
The copied one, or you dare not put enough thought into this thing. Just created something, just get some models and get it signed up and do stuff. Compared to, as I said, that what was created by Cadbury as a Diwali, this thing.
It was a feeling of
Again, it brings me back to this situation. That how so. In our days, a grown-up guy eating chocolate was a taboo. बच्चे खाते हैं chocolate. And if you remember that ad, Kuch Khas Hai, where a cricketer is hitting a six and his girl is dodging the security and coming, and so that was a transition.
emotions and
That chocolate is not only for kids, because how do you expand the category? How do you expand a category? You say that I am selling in North India. Now let me start selling it to South India also.
and it also replaced like mithais. Like,
Mithai.
kuch meetha ho jaye
Yeah.
campaign.
So this is the category expansion. These are brilliant, and they are not driven by technology.
True.
That feeling of
Emotions, yes.
या कुछ पीटा हो जाए, या for example, Amazon brilliant ad, कुछ और दिखाओ.
कुछ और दिखाओ.
और दिखाओ. That's what you go, na? You go to buy a sari and say, और दिखाओ. So this is part of our, what you call, life. चल मेरी लूना, इसको लगा डाला सो जिंगा लगा. This is part of, you just connect to it. Just connect to it and you recall it, So category expansion. This is how you do category expansion. That, okay, kids, I mean, even grown-ups can have chocolates, why not? So that's the category expansion that this thing. So, like for example, I like Padma Shri. So there is we all are familiar with Fair and Lovely. Okay. So and I say that this is the biggest exaggeration of marketing. If Fair and Lovely did what it promises to do, India did not have any gray skin,
Natural brown color would be available then.
So how again, human intuition. So I had a privilege to once meet this thing, and so then there was a launch of something called Fair and Handsome. Remember it? I think that cream came into the market. It was launched by, I think, Imami. Okay. So they were talking, Alex, I was talking to my client, and the client said, what you are saying, who will buy a skin, this thing, product, men's category? So I told him that, Arik Padmasri told him that, अपने कॉरिडोर में ना एक मिरर लगा दे और वहां पे एक कैमरा डाल, देख कितने आदमी आके अपनी शक्ल देखते हैं. It's not only women. I mean, men also care. वो देखेगा, टेढ़ा करके देखेगा, क्या बाल ऐसे करके, he will do something. And it did, and they launched, and it became a very, very, very successful product of those times. So that's how brand. Where is technology? Yes, you can create, but where is the idea? Central is your amplification, execution is something which will happen via tech. But idea you can't replace.
Yeah, like पहले बोलते थे ना, like you can, if you with a good marketing and good sales strategies, you can sell a comb to a bald person as well. But I don't think so. It's valid right now in the next scenarios, because people are more aware about the things. Like I don't think so in the next generation that is coming after me would buy a Fair and Lovely cream or something like that, because they know that actual sciences and how to flaunt their own color, and they know that they cannot change their colors or genes through application of a cream. So that worked before because there was less awareness, there was less content available online. But I don't I believe that the next part would be more researched audiences. The consumers know what they are buying into. Especially with the chocolates also, like I think that people are being more aware for what their kids are eating, and how about the categories, what are the ingredients and everything such like that. Before that, people didn't have that choice to do that, or even they didn't try to check the ingredients list. Like you can see like that palm oil campaign that was run by Food Farmer,
Hmm.
which like forced a lot of chips company to remove the palm oil and add a vegetable oil instead. Like you can the marketing section, like for the Haldiram's chips right now, there are like no palm oil chips. They are just directly using vegetable oils. They have marketed that no palm oil, no added sugars, no added MSGs. So it's like the people are getting more aware of what's available on the ingredient list rather than the packaging and the branding thing as well. So what do you think? Like, would that create an intelligent system around, and this emerge in any other deeper way, or when do you start? Like, we can have merging the creativity with the ideas and along with the understanding of consumers, what the consumers actually wants right now in the market.
So I would say that, okay, now what has changed? What will change is that what you call is the research part, the planning part, that will be heavily dependent on technology.
Hmm.
There are tools which can make your task that you used to do. For example, you do a market research. How
Hmm.
much time does it take to do a market research? Can you do a market? How much time will it take? To do this market research in today's time when you have all of that. For
Agree.
example, we whenever we used to work with the clients,
Hmm.
what we call is in marketing what is called as a primary research and secondary research. So primary research is more difficult because then I have to go and talk to you, ask you 10 questions and
Thank
get
you.
answer. So that traditionally how it is done is you usually go, you will see in a cinema hall or a multiplex, you will see that there are young people standing and they have a form and they're asking you questions and they're filling. Okay, that used to be the process. And second part of this used to call this the closed group discussion. So they will invite me, you, and other people who could probably be a target audience and probably serve us nice food.
Do a survey. Huh?
Now they'll do a freewheeling discussion. Focused group discussion is what.
Hmm.
And then, so it is very usually very a lot of clients don't have money to do that.
Hmm.
Okay, so then we do secondary research. Secondary research is scan the internet. What is the trend in beauty? If somebody wants to launch a beauty product, or a skincare product, what is the trend? How people, what is the buying behavior?
Hmm.
What are the trends? What is happening in other countries? What are the top competitor to the product that we are going to launch going to be? All of that research used to take, let's say, half a week to do on the internet, because you will read a lot of reports,
Reports.
paid reports and free reports, and then you will have a lot of research document. You will go and see what they've done manually, and then you would. So if somebody, if you come across 5 TV ads, then how do you relate to each other? What is working, what is not working? All of that probably be intuitive kind of a thing, and it will take you half a week or maybe sometime a week also, how expensive you want to do. Now you can do the same thing in half an hour,
Hmm.
right? You just don't have to do anything. You just create a proper prompt and it'll give you that. That gives you the insight, And then how do you take it to the next level in terms of what is the manifestation, which is a very creative process. That manifestation of what words to use, what to say, exactly how to say. And then comes the production part of it, So today you can even write a script using AI, right? You can create songs using it. But what is the central idea? If that central idea is not there, it will not happen.
Agree.
Okay, so I have this. Just let me take you through this. So, for example, think different.
Lenovo.
Okay, Lenovo or IBM or whatever. Impossible is nothing. Okay, Nike. Then you have Keep Walking, Johnny Walker. What are these? These are human ambitions. Okay, impossible is nothing, is human ambition.
Hmm.
You know, so then you have what you call कुछ खास है, कुछ बात है, चुटकी में चिपकाए, हर घर घर कुछ कुछ कहता है, चल मेरी लूना. This is human connect, because we just connect with this, and then if I go back a little bit, you have, like, for example, that you don't know whether you've seen this ad, Cherry Blossom, Charlie Chaplin,
Charlie Chaplin, yes.
Cherry Blossom ad. Then, as I was mentioning about surf, Lalita ji, was it, this is what you call human personified, human intelligence personified. So there is a person that you look to. The surf was addressing housewives or people who were homemakers, and that's why they came up with that manifestation. Or, for example, Bone Beta. Mother only hopes is that the child succeeds. And I've come across such people in my lifetime where parents have sidelined their career because they saw some potential in the kid.
They do that.
So that's how the marketing will always be.
And that is true. Like, the emotions comes on the topmost level, even with the artificial intelligence. So if it is there, then but still we need to focus on the emotional health.
So I look at it like that. So, for example, you use nano banana for creating an image. We can do a very good job, right? Now imagine a photographer uses nano banana to create the output.
It would be more high
because he knows the camera angle, he knows the lighting effects, he knows everything. So his prompt will always be far superior. Maybe
I agree.
Yes, more descriptive than I am. So, as they say that will AI replace you? No, people who use AI will replace you. So if you are a researcher and you can do far superior, but if you are not a researcher, you can do research using AI, but then the output is never going to match. So, for example, I recently used this software. So I want to what you call not do podcasts, but maybe I want to create some videos, and then say it's too much of work to go and then bring in equipment, sit in front of camera, create videos, and all. It's too much of work. But yeah, what to talk, I know. So if I can create a script, so then this cloning software, Hagen.
Right.
So you can create a clone.
It's not very good right now. It's not very good right now, but eventually I think it will.
I cracked this. So what is that? It is as good as your input.
Okay.
It is as good as your input. So I, being in advertising industry or marketing industry, I work with a lot of photographers. So my plan is to now go shoot myself professionally in a photographer's studio with proper lighting, proper dressing, proper this thing, and then feed it.
Oh, that would make sense.
So what you're saying, that so it is as good as, but maybe it will take me 1 week of effort to do it. Okay, but once I've done it, then it will reduce my job to this thing. So people are, so now imagine if Hagen again used by a video editor, what would be the output? So it is augmenting. It is if I'm not a photographer, I cannot be a photographer. I'm without the 7-year, 5-year, 10-year grind behind the camera.
Understood. It makes so much sense.
Yeah. So that's where it is now. But everybody can. Earlier, nobody was able to write. Today, everybody can write.
Everybody can write. Everybody can make images also. They are like graphic designing part is also very good.
So graphic designer works on image generation tool. His output is going to be far superior than what we do.
I recently used Notebook LM and I just fed the YouTube video link over there. And it gave me a very good, what we call infographics. Like all the video content that was available, and it was like a 1 hour, 2 hour video, and it summarized it and made an infographic out of it. So it was like brilliant. And that infographic was not something that had some mistakes or spelling errors, and it was like brilliant, amazing, non-stop, like perfect, and it was very nice. Like we can use it in our content, and we can tell them about it. Okay, this is the reference video, and this is what this infographic is about, and we can generate a good blog output around it.
Absolutely.
So like I think that consumers are like expectations are very high right now, consumers expectations, and audience are like behaving very differently with the brands right now. Like they have already evolved, our audiences.
True.
So also brand building is also like becoming a two-way adaptive process. Like you need to know what consumer exactly wants and understand it, because it takes like a minute, second to get a product viral in a negative way also.
Absolutely.
So it's like there are a lot of things. So how like any limitation do you see in these models, like right now and today? How like traditional brand frameworks were designed for a slower world, and right now like you don't know like what any second the consumer would want. Like one day it's like Labubu dolls, the other day it's like something else. Like it is just fastly changing the consumer output, but the people are actually buying a lot of what to say, like beer shits. Like yeah, it
But
was
they do. So as
they
a matter of fact, in 2025, my New Year resolution was that I'm not going to buy things which I don't need. Suddenly you see something on Instagram, wow, it's looking nice. Okay, and how much money you are paying for it? 700 rupees.
700,
If it was
800.
70,000 rupees or 7,000 rupees, you will think twice. What happens in India? Like we have a 500 million people that we can call consuming class. Okay, so 500 million people as a consuming class you have. You are profitable even 1% of this population buys your product once. सबने मैंने भी खरीदा. I realized that कि अच्छा, this is useless. You also bought, you are useless. You will never buy it, but there is somebody new who will buy it. And as I said, that 500 million population which is consuming was money to spend. Half 1% of that is 5 million. So I can just sell 5 million and get away. I can shut down my company after that.
Yeah, I actually met somebody in 2019. Yes, that he sold those green eye patches, that was kept in a freezer to get frozen for your eye mask, and he made like a crores or 2 crores of money just by selling a 150 rupees eye patches only, and nobody buys it again. I also bought
They're
it.
selling everything. The other day I'm seeing that they are selling something called anti-alcohol bracelet. So if you are a heavy drinker, you use this bracelet. Eventually, it will stop your cravings for drinks, and you can become normal human being.
Does that actually work? Like
I have no clue. I don't know how could anything like this work.
I also saw recently there was like around 2,000 rupees of earbuds that was noise cancellation only. It was not it was not a Bluetooth connectivity that you can hear something. It was just like you need to put it inside your ears and you won't hear anything. So I was like, there's like 10 rupees of noise cancellation is available. But the people, for the looks of it, like
you don't need noise cancellation for not hearing anything.
For not hearing anything, like.
The noise cancellation is that it cancels out everything which is not a voice. Meaning, if you are on a road and somebody is honking behind you and you are talking, it will clean away that honk because that is not a voice. Noise cancellation is not voice cancellation. Voice cancellation is noise cancellation. The algorithm that works with anything that doesn't sound like a voice, you remove it.
Oh, okay, yes, got it. Yeah, I think that was their USP also, because you can talk to somebody while sitting in a club or a bar. I think that was their USP. I found it and I was like 2,000 rupees, who are going to pay for it? But then I saw their numbers and it was like.
That's what I'm saying. So as I said, that your target should be 1% is good enough. 2% you are very successful.
Very successful, true. So the clarity.
Look at a person who has mastered the art of running Instagram campaigns.
Agreed.
He know how to target, how to work this. Now he has to bring a product and just sell it. Out of 10 products, 7 work kiya to ho gaya kam.
So you like think that traditional brand frameworks does not work for this fast
It
world?
works. This is probably it's in India, this South. This will always be there.
Okay.
Fly by night things will be the fad.
Hmm.
So you have fashion, you have fast fashion. You have fashion and you have what you call classics, which never fades, which always comes back. So, so as a brand, you have to decide what you are. So you can be a fast fashion brand, okay, or you can be what you call a brand which resonates across. So, for example, this brand that we work with, Season Fox, I shared that link with you. So. It's a very good product. I mean, anybody who uses this product, they say, and these are classic. Basically what we say that it's a timeless. The frame, the way you stick. For example, Aviator from Ray-Ban, 100 plus years, is still in fashion. So similar. So you have that kind. So all the shapes that are there in this brand are classic.
As you say it, like, because I don't know if you heard about it. Have you heard about Miniso brand?
No.
It's very popular right now. It's like a Japanese brand, and they have multiple stores in all the cities. So my sister, she's like in early 20s right now. So she buys it's like no use of things, but they are very pretty.
Very
pretty.
Pretty, okay.
Okay, so like if she is having a sanitizer, so the bottle is very pretty, so I'm ready to pay 500 rupees for it, and it's that small bottle. So it's like very pretty, pink, yellowish colors, very girly kind of looks, and they also have these aviators, and also, but their style is also very comes under the pretty section. So Miniso has shown themselves as a brand, like we are the prettier brand for the girls, specifically targeting the girl sections, the early 20s and all, and they spend a lot of money, and she spent a lot of money there. Like if she's going inside a Miniso store, she is definitely going to buy a few things out of it. She's not coming empty-handed from that store just because the things are very pretty.
So that's what I'm saying. So there will always be things like this which will be quick. Aaj aaya, kal nobody remembers when at all. But there are these things. So brands are built over time, and then it is not something which you can do tomorrow.
Okay, so you told us like AI, use it as a collaborator, not a shortcut.
No, you can use a shortcut also, but it cannot be your central idea.
Central idea should not be there.
When you're talking of marketing, it cannot be a central idea. The central idea has to be something which comes from madman only.
So do you think that AI elevate creativity or story?
It is giving you making things faster for you. It is making easier for you. So for example, I was giving an example. So this photographer who used to do a lot of product shoots with models and all of that, now everything is happening using AI. You just shoot it on mannequin and give it. But when the output comes, so then he himself says कि मजा नहीं आ रहा है. Because his eye can see, my eyes cannot see. Okay. So what we are saying is कि मैं कर रहा हूँ because I am under pressure to reduce cost because my competitors are doing. But am I really happy doing this? No, I'm not. So you can. It will save you time. It will let you do, for example, Shah Rukh Khan ad. It is not possible without technology. Shah Rukh Khan's Cadbury ads is not possible if technology didn't exist. Like, how do you do facial expression? How do you lip sync in so many languages? How do you lip sync so many words in this thing? All of that is only possible because of the technology. But is that the central idea? No. Central idea is that how do you empower a local storekeeper? Neighborhood kirana store ko kaise empower karna? That's the idea. I mean, he's getting a brand ambassador as big as Shah Rukh Khan. That's the idea.
Okay. So have you used this AI or any intelligent system for any of your projects?
No, we use it every day. It has become an everyday tool. Like, for example, sometime back it was email and Word and PowerPoint, etc. Now it is an everyday tool. So this very simple. So what happens is that you can have a full stack what you call marketing team.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe you will not get an 100% output like that. So you can creative strategy, research, perplexity, ideation and planning, chat GPT, copywriting and content strategy, cloud, designer, visualizer, studio, nano banana, Canva, videographer, Hagen, sorry, campaign manager, Hootsuite. So it is done. So it's like it is possible that you sit down and create 30-day content in one sitting. You may
Once.
not, yeah, and it depends on how familiar, how good you are writing proper prompts.
Yeah, because I think this Gemini
It is
also
possible.
has like this feature like you can just directly implement this software, the AI, inside your Google Sheets and Google Docs. You don't even need to write a full
Oh,
document.
so for example, for my writing, for example, last 1 month, I was actually not very active on LinkedIn of late. I've just started being active again because it's too much. Because I quit my association with Brand Fanatics, I had some time to think and sit and this thing. Otherwise, it is like too much of cognitive load that you have to think, you have to work, what you have to write, etc. Okay. And so all my blogs that I used to do, I used to have a designer create the images that will go there.
Mhm.
But now everything I'm doing, my LinkedIn carousels, etc., everything is done by AI. I mean, I don't have to depend on designers.
What I used to depend was like 5 years back. So I used to write the content and then I share it with my content writers to write it in a better language and make some lines because I was like very straightforward. I have intensity, like I get very straightforward. So I just needed my content writers to make it politely. So even from where I was working as an employee also, so there also I used to type the email and then I send it to my content writers or my friends there, and I'll ask them to make this thing into a polite manner so that it doesn't sound rude. Even though I'm talking very politely only, but the content writing style is somewhat very straightforward for me. So what they used to do is they just used to make it the content politely for me, and now it's just, and I have to wait for them. Okay, when you will be free, then I'll be just waiting for you. When you will be providing me the content, then only I can send out the email. But that thing, I think that is the major thing that I'm using ChatGPT most of the time to
No,
make
so
the
even
content.
now, what happens is even earlier also, even today,
Huh.
when I write, I always send it to a proper writer for an editorial check. It is
Editorial.
not grammatically incorrect. Okay. The story. So what we call is, so for example, when we do lot of for B2B businesses.
Hmm.
So
It should.
B2B businesses. So the example, we work with this company called Ixo. We used to work with this company called Ixoda, which is a IT services company. Okay. So all the writing is done by their subject matter experts.
Hmm.
And then it comes to us for editorial check, that whether it is American English, proper American English, sentence construction, there should not be any grammatical errors, and then obviously to create the associated images to go with it and then publish it at their blog.
As well.
So writing and editorial. So I'm saying that there is a writer and there is an editor. Editor's job is to fix those things which is essential to write. So it always goes. Even today, I sent it to an editorial for an editorial run.
Hmm.
So maybe, and sometimes what happens is proofreading, even proofreading.
Proofreading follows. Yes.
Okay, so I
Not the
am writing.
human.
I may proofread 10 times, but still I will miss that extra A.
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
but an editor will not. So proofreading is extremely essential. So this also, I learned the importance of this while we were doing some work with what you call retail clients, meaning malls. So few of the malls were our clients, and they do a lot of print ads. They do, let's say, full page ad in Times of India and all of that. And their mistake was, for example, something goes with the misspelling or anything wrong in digital, I can just take it down and correct it and put it up again. Now imagine a spelling mistake happening on a Times of India ad. And we had a contract that we have to refund 2x of the money that they have spent on this ad. Means one mistake, my agency is closed.
Agreed. I remember having this as a school project.
So
in my
you definitely need these proofreading,
you
editorial
need
writing.
to
Yeah.
go and read these articles and find out the grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes from the articles from Times of India and Hindustan Times. That was our homework at
So, like for example, I understand a lot of people are using Duolingo now
Duolingo for language learning.
for editorial this thing. So they will.
Duolingo is for language learning, no?
Yeah. So you see, they have launched these products also. So
Oh, lovely.
there is a so for example, if you want your article to if there is a screening happening, whether it is AI written or not, so there are people who are giving there are tools available which can pass that screening.
And the translation also they are giving the part.
Yeah. So Duolingo is offering this, that if you create an article using AI, you can just submit it, they will rewrite it, and then it'll sound like a human written. But anything that flags it as can flag it as an AI written output will be neutralized.
Nice. That is so nice. So, anything that you think that creatives and strategists or the founders need to thrive in the next decade?
They have to become AI native.
So, like brands need to build some standout in AI powered world. But any kind of guidance that you want to give to those brands?
As I said, that ultimately, my idea is that first of all, don't compromise on the central idea, which is human, which is brand is something which will drive your business. So don't compromise that. That has to be very central. That is not very difficult to machine generate. Maybe in future it will be possible to do that. So for example, we were working when we used to get inspired by likes of Piyush Pandey and Alec Padma Shri kind of a thing. So the question that we used to ask ourselves, "Ye aisa kaise sochta hai?" How it occurs to me and it doesn't occur to me. So if somehow I can feed, IBM long time back they tried this with Watson. They'll teach him that how Einstein thinks. They'll teach him how this thing. So if sometime we can teach and clone, but then also I can teach him only what I know till now. So Piyush Pandey, the last 10-year work I fed, and then some algorithm generate. But now Piyush Pandey is 10 years ahead. Again, he's thinking fresh. He's not thinking the same way. So how do you crack it? We used to crack it. If I can think like him, then I can
be
like him. Output can be like him. Yeah, I mean, nothing. Chal meri Luna is what? But ye usko laga, humko nahi laga. So that's if Luna had come to me to create this ad, can I create this ad? No, I cannot. I wouldn't have come up with this line. So that is something which you do. Don't think that AI will give you shortcuts. AI will give you power, and it will give you speed. But the underlying theory that brand is something which is human connection, human personification, human ambition. That's that you can't take away.
That AI cannot replace your creativity.
No, you cannot. People said, "No, the computer will replace so many things," but did that happen? No.
Nothing.
We started using. Is the number of employed people reducing? No, it's not, because people are now doing different things. They're not doing the same repetitive task, which is. So, like for example, another thing that is very, very important when it comes to this thing, we started with Gen AI. Now we are moving towards, or rather, agentic AI is becoming mainstream. Agentic AI is something which is, you just mentioned N8M, the tool. So agentic AI will also give you a lot of automation. So a lot of automation. So what we are saying, that we probably don't need a campaign manager, we need a campaign system. So a lot of systems will evolve. So So is it possible if you make some effort that okay, you just state, okay, this is research. Now research has come. Now how do I automate this to feed to cloud uh, for creative ideation, and then how do I send it to image generation or a video production software to do it? So can we automate the entire process? So that automation, for example, in digital commerce space, a lot of automation. You don't see the same homepage. You will see a different, I will see a different homepage when I land up on Myntra or Amazon or anything. So a lot of automation is happening. A lot of these things. Like example, I saw a post yesterday on LinkedIn where somebody saying that he was searching for a power bank, and then in a sponsored ad, he was asked a question: do you know that this other brand also have a power bank? And then his journey got transferred to that, and then he came in. So for example, let's say I want to buy a bulb. So Bajaj make bulbs. Philips was not making bulbs till yesterday, but today Philips has started making bulbs also. Now I'm searching for this thing, somebody, but Philips probably I have perception-wise a better brand than Bajaj, right? And now when I'm searching for a bulb, if it says that, okay, do you know Philips also makes bulb these days? I mean, my entire journey got hijacked. You understand? So these smart, so that intelligence will give you these things. Or you say that you don't know that, okay, Amazon sells this product, but suddenly you are searching that category and Amazon say that, okay, hey, you want to buy this? I have this too, this brand too, you know. So that those other things will change. So agentic is the next frontier. I think we all have become familiar with Gen AI. We can generate things using, everybody at what a scale that's different. On a 1 to 10, somebody is generating at 10, somebody is generating at 1 or 2 or 3, but everybody is generating. And the next frontier is agentic, where how do you automate all of this? It is basically systems. Systems will, autonomous systems is the next this thing.
Okay, it's nice. That was such a deep and insightful conversation. I'm really right now thinking that it should be going on and on, but we need to conclude this podcast. So thank you so much. And one thing that I stand out from your belief is that AI is not here to replace creativity, and it is definitely going to amplify it and think better, do better, and do faster, express themselves with authenticity and all the intelligences. And thank you for sharing your journey, your experiences across the industry, and your vision where the brand building is headed. And to everyone listening, may your creativity be fueled by intelligence and your intelligence anchored in purpose. Until next time. Thank you so much. This is Radhika Bhama from Aspire Ads.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tarun.